Hello and welcome back to That's What He Said. Today I want to talk to you about a quote my dad says in kind of our quarterly reviews, but overall like when we meet with him, and that is, helping you helps me. Now, I know at first this sounds like a super basic quote, and I mean it is. It seems super basic because the concept is pretty basic, but in order to understand kind of the gravity of it, we have to go back to our quarterly review last year. So we were sitting there, it was all 6 of us, just sitting there talking about our goals, reflecting on what we had, what our intentions were from Vision Day and all of those things. And we go through the circle. Everybody goes except for my dad. And so I don't know if it was Josiah or myself who looked at him and was like, well, what about your goals? Like, where are you at with your goals? What's your consensus on anything? Do you need any help? Whatever. And he was like, honestly, the best thing that you guys could do for me is let me help you reach your goals and reach your dreams and do all the things you want to do and make that a little easier on yourself and all of that. So he then looks at us, he takes a pause because it's kind of the thing he does. He pauses a lot when he talks. And he just looked at us and was like, helping you helps me. And we were all like, okay, well, here's a list. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was cool to feel the weight of that because I think it was the first time he realized that like his bucket truly gets filled and his validation and, like all of those things truly get impacted by helping other people. Like he is such an altruist that is what makes him tick. That's what makes him feel fulfilled, is being able to help us and then in return help the people that he loves, like even the companies that he works with. Like helping people helps him. And I think that's a really interesting one as we continue through this year. Like we're already in the 3rd month of the year, which is crazy to me. Like I'm still not, I feel like Vision Day was yesterday. So it's so cool to like be able to say that I feel like from that moment with my dad to now, like I've really been able to lean on him and be able to accept his help, which is really hard for me sometimes. And even the other day we met at our local coffee shop, which is like my favorite place to meet. And we talked about all of my goals, like personally, professionally, every facet of life. We talked about all of my dreams and what we could do to get there for those. And I know that like I want to be able to do those, and that fills my bucket, being able to dream big and do those things. But it fills his bucket to listen and to be involved in my dreams and be involved in my life and be a huge part of my dreams as well. So with all of that being said, I want to kind of flip the script with this as something that hopefully motivates you. If you are somebody who is, maybe you're a parent. I think this goes a lot for parents and for people who are raising kids, or maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're, whatever, your trainer, whatever you may be, helping other people should fill your bucket. If you are an altruist, and I know I'm saying this as somebody who also feels like this, I'm so my dad in this area of my life. I'm him in a lot of areas of my life, but this is like especially the biggest one. So if you want to help people, ask them. You have to open the conversation to be able to even allow them to accept your help. And, you can't help somebody who doesn't want to be helped. That's another episode like in itself. And another token, if people are around you and they have these dreams, like first off, make sure you're asking them about their dreams, their goals, about how you can help. Like open the door to vulnerability, because if you don't open that door and you're expecting them to want your help and be, excited about it like you are, then like you have an unrealistic expectation for people. Open that door to vulnerability. And then the next step would just be to allow yourself to be vulnerable too. Like you have to be able to accept help to give help, and, to be loved in order to give love. And you have to be able to say, okay, well, this helps me being in your life. This helps me, feel validated. Whatever it may be, like open that door and then allow yourself to help and be helped, because that's going to fill your bucket more than anything. And I would say another thing too that I've noticed with, my dad helping other people is take the risk. Put yourself out there, take the risk of helping people, because if you have a little bit of fear, like I know we have some big things coming up for Center for Victory, and some of them kind of are overwhelming to me personally, just because it's like you pray about things and you dream about things for so long, and then when they come to fruition, it's like, whoa, like when did this even happen? When did this even occur? I had no idea that I could do these things and be in these positions. And just watching life play out now and being peaceful and content with that is something that my dad has helped me with. And I know for him, like, I have seen such a shift in him. I know last week I talked about Run the Race, like with his health, like even I would even say like in the past couple of years, I've really seen a shift in him. And I feel like we've become like best friends. Like him and my mom and I, like, they're like my best friends. Him and my mom truly are two of my best friends. And to see him shine the way that he's doing, like, I know that he's getting his bucket filled because now he's involved in things where he's helping, and that matters to the companies, to the families, to, so on and so forth. So overall, if you want to help people, you have to open the door and then take the risk of asking, of being vulnerable, of, just putting yourself out there. And the worst thing that person can say is no, that they don't want your help. And then you move on and you help where you're needed and you help where you're wanted. And that's what matters. You have to help where people want the help, because you can't help somebody who doesn't want to be helped. And if people have goals around you, and first off, if you don't know the dreams and goals of the people around you, that needs to be your first conversation. What are your dreams? What are your goals? How can I support you? How can I best help? And then go from there. So ask them, take the risk, and help others, because let me tell you, the feeling that you get, the joy that you get from helping others is contagious and also so rewarding. It's so much more rewarding than receiving help all the time. I mean, you're never going to know the true joy of giving until you do it. So take that risk, start the conversations, allow yourself to be vulnerable, because when you do that, you allow the other person to as well, and help others, because when you help people, it helps you in return too. I mean, it's a give and take truly, but it's the most rewarding thing, being able to help other people. So channel your inner altruist and take this with whatever, you have going on right now. Maybe you have kids at home that are dreaming and setting goals and are growing up, and you're like, what do I do to support? Ask them. Start those conversations, make it important to the other person, and make them feel heard, valued, and seen. Thank you guys for watching this week's episode. I know it's a little bit shorter than the other ones, but I think it's just a quick little thing. Like, be a helper. Look for the helpers, be a helper. And if you want to be surrounded by people who are helpers, you have to start by being one yourself. So with all of that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you next week on That's What He Said. Bye, guys.